Ladies and gentlemen, it finally happened. We got Invasion in Halo Infinite as an official game mode. And I'm happy to say, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, this mode is a little rough around the edges, but that's because it's pretty much all made in Forge by the community. And it's so cool that it's now an official game mode. It has dev maps as well, along with Forge community maps. And I just find it so impressive, the stuff that this community is able to do in the awesome Forge that the devs have brought us. My first match started out strong, with me spawning with an assault rifle before it disappeared out of thin air. But geez, is this mode a good time? It's 8v8 instead of 6v6, or at least I'm pretty sure it was 6v6, maybe it was 4v4 in Halo Reach. But that's honestly okay. One change that's a little disappointing is instead of playing as elites, we're playing as banished infected Spartans, but I think they still get the job done, and while they're not as cool as elites, I don't care too much, considering the fact that this was mostly community, and the devs at Halo Studios that have been tasked with working on Halo Infinite and keeping it alive are a very small team. And in pretty much everything else, they've done a great job, so I'm not going to go whine about playable elites, considering the circumstances of which this mode was made. It feels super chaotic, with grenades flying around, vehicles exploding stuff, and bodies flying. It's so much fun, and going 8v8 was the correct choice for sure. This houses multiple different game modes. So we've got Bomb, which is like Counter-Strike, and then we've got Capture the Flag, which is just one flag, so the team is just trying to get the flag from point A to point B, and the other team is trying to stop them. We have a Slide, which is pretty cool. Then we also have the Zone Control game mode, where there are multiple different zones. One team is on defense, the other team is on offense. Loadouts are back. In Halo Infinite Invasion, just like in Halo Reach, you get to choose what you start with. Depending on whether you spawn in the Banished or the human side, you will get different loadouts, and as the different games progress and you move on to new objectives, you'll get more and more powerful weapons to start with. You can also choose where you get to spawn, which is pretty cool. There are 3 main spawning areas for each team, but then there's also a buddy system where you're assigned a buddy and you can decide to spawn to them. And then there is also an option that you will sometimes have where you can spawn near a stationary vehicle that is yours. A couple other things about this mode, mainly the multiplayer and playing with friends. The first thing is you can't play this mode split screen for some reason, probably because it would be extremely laggy and destroy the game. And the other thing is you can only queue with up to 4 people now in this mode, so you can't queue with up to 6, even though it's 6v6, to make it easier for solo queuers to not feel so disadvantaged if they're not playing with their friends and they're not on mic. So this is a good change in my opinion, but at the same time, I don't really care too much. But what do you think about this change? It makes me so happy to see people playing Halo Infinite again, because I think it's probably in its best state, not in terms of like current players, but just in terms of the game. They've added so many weapons, and it's honestly such a good Halo game now. Invasion is awesome, it got me playing again, and overall, I would highly recommend it. If you still have this game installed, or even if you don't, just give it a try. I'm sure you'll have some fun.